Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Now this is an update for the Pandoras gamebox server, which is hosted by WitchMitch. And we are down here at a lock that I have created in a facility that I am going to be calling Endertech. It actually is in the sewers, or what I'm making into the sewers, which was my old hidey hole. And eventually there's going to be sewers all over under town, which I think will be a cool way to kind of get around and add another thing. This here is a slime block thing that launches you, and if you walk, you go straight through and then it closes behind you. And then this is the way to get out. Now in this video, I'm going to go over everything I have done since I last recorded, which I know has been a while ago. The reason I have taken a long time off is because I have been doing programming for school, and it's kind of important that you do school even though it's not your most favorite thing to do. But back here is a simple lock system, and this is what is a really weird way to do a lock, and it's really just a bunch of pistons and redstone that eventually, and comparators and repeaters that eventually go through here and will, I think this is about, well, eventually it will open up a trap door to actually get into the Endertech facility, which it's going to be a simple trap door in the middle of this, about right here, I think, or possibly here's the middle, and it'll be a 3x3 trap door. And that's pretty much this part of it. I've been digging out areas in that redstone, and if you do this and press the reset button, it resets everything, or it was last night, if anything, yeah, and it's off again. And I also plan to have a way to hit that reset button from underneath, so it closes it from when you're in there, so it can act as almost a bunker. This is just, I'm kind of doing a quick run through because I want this video to be under 30 minutes because my upload speed is absolute shit. But this is currently the room that I have set up. Of course, it is going to be more decorated. The floor is going to be nice and fancy. It's going to be more stronghold sort of floor. There is going to be obsidian and stone in, because it's Endertech. Of course there's going to be. Now, this door I've designed, I kind of just sloppily threw these two things, I've sloppily thrown them together quite quickly. But the door is slime blocks and 3 sticky pistons, and then just the blocks that make up the door. Which is why this area is made of obsidian, because the slime blocks won't stick to them. It was either that or furnaces, and personally, with Ender sort of theme, I like to do the obsidian. Now, when you press the button in that, it goes into here, which underneath here is just the way you activate it from this side, which it'll go through here, open the door, and at the same time knock you up into the air, and then a couple seconds later extend that piston, well, I guess a fraction of a second later, extends that piston that pushes you forward. You do still have to hold the forward button, but that's because the slime blocks don't necessarily line up perfectly with the where you're hit. I wish they did, but they don't. So in here is the beginning of the sewer. I haven't really done too much of it because, of course, it requires a lot of digging. And it's not it's going to be spread out enough that it's almost not worth it to use a beacon. But I just go through here, break the blocks, and then eventually come back and replace them with the stone brick. And someone put some chiseled stone brick here. That I didn't do, but I have some up here because I'm planning to do that. But that wasn't. And this is where I've been smelting the cobble into what do you call it? Charcoal cobble into stone, and the wood into charcoal to power the stone furnaces. And if you come up here, there's a little sewer manhole sort of entrance. I want to replace that with a stone button, but I haven't really done that yet. And I'll do another video on the update to the rest of the server, but I just wanted to quickly go over the redstone things I've been working on. Now, if we go through here, it's the Nether, of course, and I gotta run just a short bit away to a Guardian farm. We did take out another Guardian temple, and have drained the water and are in the process of turning it into a farm. Currently, it is at its smallest scale. The farm is it's very similar to Doc M's, other than it doesn't use fall damage to deal with it. Oh, I don't have Depth Strider on. I have to make a boat. Hang on. But over here is... Whoops. That just exited out. Over here is the Guardian Temple. And we have cleared out all the spawnable spaces for Guardians in this area with the help of Flux, as I've said in the past video. Even though you couldn't quite hear me in the last video, as it was kind of quiet. You had to turn up your volume to max on both your computer and it. But this is the beginning to the Guardian Temple. I actually have feather falling, so I can just jump down here. The Guardian farm. So basically what happens is, if I can get up here, there are a lot of... Whoops, I do have a beacon over here. There are a lot of dispensers up here with water buckets in them. The farm is currently on. We will probably see one, maybe Guardian, but it is in its smallest form. It's similar concept to Doc M's design, in that it uses dispensers to be able to turn on and off the farm. I have done a very small amount of caving, and the farm is also at its smallest size. This size farm produces maybe 10 of those sea lanterns an hour, which isn't a lot, which is why I want to make it bigger. But of course, since it's dispensers, it takes a bit of resources to make larger, because a dispenser requires a bow, and that those don't stack, so it does take some time to make the dispensers. And then of course there's iron buckets in it, and those pick up the water. So it's quite an expensive small farm currently, but that is basically what I've been up to, which is not a whole lot, because I've not been playing a whole lot. And if a Guardian, it would swim down here and eventually fall into that lava, which I don't want to fall into currently. I don't know if I ever would want to fall into currently. And that is what is... Oh my gosh. I hate this glitch in Minecraft where there's the water there, but it won't let you jump up. But if I can... Yeah, okay. Okay. So that is what I've been up to. I've also been busy doing some beacon mining for another interesting project I have. This is the stuff that I've AFK'd for here. I didn't get to keep any of the stuff that was the temple itself, since someone else found it, but I got to use the area to make a farm. And after AFKing here a lot, this is what I have. I've taken the sea lanterns other places, but this is what I have, and then there's some stuff that I'm using to build the farm. I've been crafting more iron buckets, and I have some dispensers somewhere else. Do I have those on me? No. But this is the beginning of a guardian farm. It does take a long time just to get to this point, because you literally have to clear water. And even with sponges, it does take a very long time. And then that's the farm there. And there's a boat here. I can hop in and go back to the main island. I guess since I'm sure hasn't been that long, I'll go through some of the other things on the server. Because it will take a while to show everything. Over here is this little, I guess... Oh, excuse me, I have to cough for a second. Okay, and I am back. And so this is a little hut and farm that Mercedes built for when we were taking out the Guardian Temple. She is the one that actually found this temple, and it's an excellent place because it's only about 1,000 blocks from spawn. And then there's farms over here, and a tree farm, and a bunch of cows and sheep. So I have actually, the way I've been getting some of the stuff done is I have streamed a couple times for an hour or two, in which one of them I threw together and fixed the Guardian farm, because I know I showed it something that looked very similar, and to fix it I just lowered everything by 2 blocks, and that wasn't too hard. And then over here is an enchanting table. And now let's go back into the Nether, and I'll show you that not much has happened at the swamp where I usually am. Okay, and just jumping around to get there. It's a weird concept that jumping makes you go faster in Minecraft, but it works. So here is the pathway. I don't know if you've seen the pathway that has been built. I think this was Blue who built this, and it goes all the way to over here, which this part Clown built, and that goes to Clown's area, which I may or may not show some of the stuff that isn't in spawn. Like, the only thing that's not really in spawn that I'm going to show is the swamp, just to show you that not much has happened there, and the Guardian farm, which I've already shown. And that's because I spent a good bit on the Guardian farm, which actually collected the resources that you see in the smallest scale version, and I'm planning on collecting the rest of the resources for until it's done. And basically, basically that's just a bunch of dispensers and iron buckets, and then a bit of redstone. Eventually that system will be able to be turned on and off with a button. I've just been using a redstone torch to manually turn it off, because you just have to fire the dispenser and they'll either place or pick up the water. So yeah, over here is the swamp that... Oh, I guess there is one other thing that I've done that's close to the swamp. And we'll show that. I might save spawn for its own separate video, because once again, with my upload speed, it's better to do 30 minutes or less. But I'll show the swamp and the other thing that I did with Clown. Clown Squall, one of the other members. Here's this, not really anything has changed. I kind of dropped working on this to go working on the Guardian farm. And this is just the swamp. Now, over in that direction is where I've been working on something with Clown. And we're just going to run over there. I'm not going to cut because it's not that long of a run. If I had Depth Strider on, which I'll go get from my base. Yeah, and same as always, there's a skeleton spawner down in that ravine that's at the bottom of this pit. And let me do... I think they're in here. Yes, they are. And... okay. And now we can run off and go see what else I've been working on. And what I've been working on is basically breeding villagers. The rest of this project is Clown, I think, is going to do. And I just helped with breeding villagers. So, and what it's going to be is an iron towers, which is a faster iron farm than the current one we have. Because the one we have currently is pretty slow. About a stack of iron an hour. So it's almost faster to beacon mine for iron. But the iron towers is a design that produces something around 1300 iron an hour. So that's a pretty large increase. No, it's not too much farther. Just wait, I have ender pearls. Oh, but I don't have feather falling on, so never mind. Yeah, I should really try to get some boots with feather falling 4 and Depth Strider on. I think that would be pretty awesome. And I know it's actually possible. It wasn't something I thought would be possible, but apparently it is. So, got to run over here. And then just through this plains biome is where we've been breeding the villagers. Yeah. I have a bunch of slime blocks from the slime farm that's in spawn. And slime blocks are possibly one of my new favorite blocks. They're pretty awesome. Especially for doors. Yeah, right up here. Now you can see all the doors it takes to get the villagers in breeding mode, and they have to have the crops from so they get a feed supply. And see, there's enough that 2 iron golems spawned, and they're still breeding. Which there's actually less in here than there were earlier, which I think might mean that Clown has gotten some out. But I'm going to leave here before it comes night, even though they should be safe in there. Should is the key word. And I think that about wraps it up for today. I'm going to be recording many little episodes today. And we'll see, and I'll probably be releasing them over the next week. And I guess I'll catch you guys later.